Florence's Duomo, Easter Sunday, 1478. The city's elite, Lorenzo and Giuliano de' Medici, stood among thousands in prayer. Suddenly the cathedral bells tolled, the signal, daggers flashed. Assassins lunged at Lorenzo and Giuliano. Lorenzo, wounded but quick, fought off his attackers and escaped into the sacristy, his friends barricading the doors. The sacred space erupted into chaos. Screams echoed as the congregation fled. Giuliano was not so lucky. He was cornered and stabbed repeatedly, dying on the marble floor. The Pazzi family, backed by Pope Sixtus IV, had gambled everything to seize Florence. But the city did not rally to them. Instead, Florentines turned on the conspirators with fury. Mobs hunted down the plotters, delivering swift, brutal justice. Even the archbishop who blessed the plot was hanged from the Palazzo Vecchio. The conspiracy failed spectacularly. Lorenzo survived, emerging not just as a leader, but as Lorenzo the Magnificent, an absolute ruler. The Medici's grip on Florence was now unbreakable. The Medici story isn't just history, it's a blueprint for modern power. They were the original disruptors, using banking to upend the old order, much like today's tech titans. Their bank was Europe's financial backbone, managing papal accounts and funding kings. They pioneered philanthropy and personal branding, using art and architecture as propaganda. Every Medici-funded masterpiece was a statement of power and vision. Their legacy is a lesson in ambition, influence, and the double-edged sword of wealth. The Medici were both creators and destroyers, their story echoing the dilemmas of our own age. In their rise and rule, we see the timeless dance between power, culture, and society. 14th century Florence was a republic of merchants, guilds, and fierce rivalries. The Medici, outsiders from the Mugello Valley, began as merchants but soon mastered banking. Giovanni de' Medici founded the Medici Bank in 1397, forging a crucial alliance with the papacy. Managing papal finances unlocked immense wealth, as the Medici collected church revenues across Europe. Their innovations, like double-entry bookkeeping and a network of branch offices, made them international financial leaders. They weren't just moneylenders, they were architects of European finance. This financial empire gave the Medici the capital and influence to dominate Florence. Their rise was built on prudence, innovation, and strategic alliances. From these foundations, the Medici would launch their conquest of Florence and the world. The age of Medici power had begun. Cosimo de' Medici, Giovanni's son, ruled Florence from the shadows, building a vast network of clients and allies. His quiet power made him enemies among the old aristocracy, especially the Albizzi. In 1433, Cosimo was arrested for treason and exiled, but he used his wealth to survive and influence events from afar. Florence's economy faltered without the Medici, and public opinion shifted. Within a year, Cosimo was recalled in triumph. His enemies were exiled instead. Cosimo never took a formal title, but his control was absolute. He became known as Pater Patriae, Father of the Fatherland. Cosimo learned that power wielded quietly lasts longer. By preserving the illusion of the Republic, he secured Medici rule for generations. His strategy laid the groundwork for Florence's golden age. The Medici's grip tightened, and the Renaissance flourished under their watch. Cosimo's lesson true power is often invisible. Lorenzo the Magnificent, Cosimo's grandson, transformed Florence into a beacon of Renaissance culture. He nurtured artists like Michelangelo and Botticelli, and philosophers like Ficino, making his court a hub of creativity. Art was both passion and propaganda, each masterpiece a symbol of Medici prestige. But this golden age was fragile. The Medici Bank faltered, and political enemies plotted. The Pazzi conspiracy nearly ended Lorenzo's rule, but his survival made him more autocratic. He spent lavishly to maintain Florence's glory, draining the family fortune. When Lorenzo died young, Florence mourned, but his weak successor couldn't hold the city. The Medici's golden age ended, and storm clouds gathered over Florence. Lorenzo's brilliance was dazzling, but unsustainable. The family now faced its greatest test. After Lorenzo's death, his son Piero's failures and Savonarola's fiery sermons led to the Medici's second exile. For nearly 20 years, the family wandered, their power broken. But the Medici played their trump card, the Church. Lorenzo's son Giovanni became Pope Leo VI, using papal power to restore Medici rule in Florence. Leo VI's lavish patronage and controversial fundraising sparked the Protestant Reformation. Another Medici, Clement VII, became pope, but his reign saw disaster, the sack of Rome, and another Medici exile. Yet the family's resilience endured. Clement struck a deal with the Holy Roman Emperor, trading Florence's liberty for Medici rule as hereditary dukes. Meanwhile, Catherine de' Medici married into French royalty, later ruling France as a formidable regent. Through her, Medici influence reached the heart of European power. The Medici legacy now stretched from Florence to the Vatican and the throne of France. Their story was far from over. In 1532, Florence became a duchy under Medici rule, ending the Republic for good. Cosimo I, a shrewd and ruthless leader, centralized power and expanded the state, becoming Grand Duke of Tuscany. The Medici now ruled as sovereign princes, their court formal and their art grand. Cosimo I built the Uffizi and Vasari corridor, symbols of ducal authority. The Medici also championed science, most famously supporting Galileo Galilei. Galileo named Jupiter's moons the Medicean stars to win their patronage. Appointed chief mathematician, Galileo thrived under Medici protection, even as he clashed with the Church. Their support allowed him to revolutionize astronomy, though they couldn't save him from the Inquisition. The Medici's genius for nurturing talent shone to the end. Their legacy was now written in both art and the stars. The Medici dynasty ended in 1737, but their legacy endures. Anna Maria Luisa de' Medici's family pact kept their art treasures in Florence forever. Today, millions visit the Uffizi and Pitti Palace, marveling at the Medici's cultural gifts. They funded the Renaissance, shaped Western thought, and defined beauty for centuries. Their political legacy is complex, champions of Florence who destroyed its freedom. The Medici story is a study in the power to create and corrupt. They show how ambition and vision can change history, for better or worse. Their rise from bankers to royalty is a testament to human drive. The Medici built the Renaissance, but nearly lost it all to the temptations of power. Their story remains a dazzling, cautionary mirror for our own times.